gosh, there's nothing to do. I already played Rise of Nations and Devoken and whatnot. If only there was one game I could play. Wait, Squid Game 2 recently came out. Maybe they made a game on Roblox. Let me check it out. What? Why is there so many games? Which one is the best one? Like, they all look the same. Like, which one is the best? That's what I'm gonna show you guys today. If you've ever been in a situation like this, I'm here to solve it. Because I'm going to show you the best Squid Games on Roblox today in a tier list from A to F. The first game is Shrimp Game. Now, this is one of the most popular games on Roblox, and it's for a reason. The graphics are good, the gameplay is fun, so let's delve into why it's fun, and the games, obviously. The first game is the average red light, green light. Um, it comes with a push, but the push is pretty useless. It's only to like stun people and whatnot. You can't kill people with it. The next game is the cookie game, Dalgona. It's like the rest, but there's a chance to get the evil cookie. Yeah, that's a really bad one. After that, it is Lights Out. Nothing special. You have like a minute or two to kill players if you want.
Suck!
But after the cookie game, you actually get a cookie that can restore your HP, right? But I usually save it for the last game. After that, there's a possibility of 3 games to come. The Pentagon, Mingle, and Tug of War. Let's start out with the worst one, Tug of War. In this game, your main objective is to pull the other team to their death. You're split into 2 teams, and you need to time it so it hits the greens with spacebar. This game is very team reliant. I don't really like it, and it's kind of boring. In the next game, the Pentagon, there is 5 stages, right? But you don't play this as a team, you play it as solo. The first stage is really easy, first game being Daki. The second game is the rock throw, third is Gongi, fourth is the top spin, and fifth is Jeggy. Honestly, have 3 minutes, you should be able to do it in like 2 minutes. It's really easy. And after that is Mingle. Mingle in this version is a bit interesting because usually where there's every door is open, there's only a select few doors open, right? And there's not a lot of doors. So that means it's basically who first gets to a door. And also you get a push tool in this so you can push people. And the push tool actually like launches them pretty far in this one. So I really like this game. It's a bit above average. The next game is Glass Stepping Stones. Now, it's pretty average, right? Nothing like special, but at the shop you can buy a thing called the glass tester, right? It can tell you which glass is the right one, right? But it's from 1 to 3 uses, right? It's random. And it's not really that special, but the glass game does scale to players, so it's alright. And the last game, obviously, the Squid Game. Nothing special, just kill players with fists. And maybe if you save the Dalgona cookie, you can heal a bit. And the winner gets a cutscene where they get all the Wong. And that's about it. Overall, Shrimp Game goes into B tier. I think it's one of the most consistent and fun Squid Games on Roblox out there. But there's definitely one better than this one. The second game is Season 2 Squid Game made by Trendsetter Games. Okay, let's start. So, there's actually 2 versions of the game, Season 1 and Season 2. I'm gonna be covering Season 1 first and then Season 2. Okay, for Season 1, right, when you spawn in, there's a chance to be a player, guard, or frontman. I somehow got frontman, so I'm gonna speaking from the frontman's and the player's perspective. The first game, red light, green light, it's pretty average. Honestly, it's kind of worse. Sure, you can push people, but the push does nothing. And as the frontman, you can increase the speed, but I don't really notice the difference. Uh, the guns are really bad accuracy. It's really hard to shoot people with them. The next game after that is some weird obstacle thingy, like tag. I don't know why they did this. I think this is the worst game in the Squid Game franchise I've ever seen. It's just you just gotta wait 100 seconds basically. After that, it's lights out, just kill players or whatnot. After that is a cookie game. Pretty average, but as the frontman, I can give 5 people umbrella, even though I don't think that's too hard. After that, we got the next game would be Tug of War. I think this one's actually like the most basic one you could ever see. It's just I think it's just click more when as a frontman I can help either side or whatnot. I don't really think there's much to explain. After that, you might get the marble game. In this version, the marble game is like odd or even. As the frontman, I can give 2 marbles people, but I don't really see like the dramatic effect. At least it has a marble game. I'll give it that, but it's not a good one. After that, glass stepping stone in this game is one of the worst because you can just cheese it and there's like no dramatic effect. You can just go down the middle or like jump from one and jump back because it just falls. After that, it might be lights out, I think. After that, there's honestly the games are very random in this, right? There's no specific order except like the red light, green light. Every other game is pretty random. Oh, and I also forgot to mention, you get free revives the more you play the game. And the last game, Squid Game, same as always, just kill the person who's there. And after that, you just get sent back. No cutscene or nothing. It's just sent back. Season 2 is a lot shorter in comparison to Season 1 of this game. It starts out as always, you roll for your character. I got player this time. And it always starts with red light, green light. After that, it goes to the Pentagon. Now, in this version, the Pentagon is actually pretty decent. It's also played separately. The Daki game, you just have to click. The Rockstone game is a bit different. It's kind of luck based. And after that, it's a memory game, Gongi. Fourth game, you just have to spin your screen. And the fifth game is you just have to time your kicks. After this game, it might be lights out, but I don't think it is. It's actually Mingle. This Mingle is like the shows. Every door is open. But it started out with giving me with an absurd number of 9 people, which nobody was smart enough to do. The last game is the guards versus players. You just have to kill the other team to win. And after you win, you guys get sent back with the victory money and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's about it. Overall, then that means its spot is D tier. Next game is Squid Game X. This game is kind of like the last one, but I'd say it's better. So you can actually upgrade your stats in this one with coins, right? And the win stat is actually like individual games that you win. Now that I got that out of the way, let's go with the games. Red light, green light, standard, complete starter, nothing different. After every game, you can vote to continue the games or split the prize money. Usually everyone just picks to stay, obviously. Next game is actually very random. It's all random on this part. Usually it's the Pentagon game, right? The games are actually pretty good. The first game is Daki. The second game is matching tiles. And the third game is reaction. Fourth game was the repeater, like remember the patterns. Um, but also a good thing about this game, you can actually pick your teams so that you don't die because of bad teammates. And then the next game, sometimes it's lights out, nothing really happens in that one. Then it can be the cookie game. The cookie game is actually above average, I'd say. Okay, the graphics is not great, but it blocks players from like putting their feet in front of the cookie so you can't see, and you can also see other players' progress. I think that's pretty cool. I didn't get to see the tug of war game. I tried like 3 to 4 times. Uh, it's just an auto clicker basically, and the marble game is actually the best one so far. Um, it's like uh, here's a picture of it, right? I draw it on MS Paint. Basically, you try to get your mom. You each take turns to shoot a marble, right? And the one with the most marbles standing wins, or if the opponent has 0 marbles on the field. The next game is Mingle. After you go into the room and close the door, you actually have to lock it behind you, which is kind of interesting. But other than that, it's just standard stuff, nothing special. After that, you have the glass stepping stone game, which is easy if you have a person who can tell what glass it is, right? Who can tell the difference. Otherwise, yeah, you're gonna die. It's actually one of my favorite Squid Game, like the last game, because it's not killing the player, it's pushing them out with a push. I think that's a bit more unique, so I actually gave it more points. Honestly, the games aren't that bad. It's just the fact that the coin system, it's very like pay to win and stuff. But the revives are also really annoying. Overall, it gets a C tier, middle of the pack. It has a lot of games though. I would recommend this if you want like something new. Anyways, let's move on to the next game, shall we? The next game is Squid Game Season 2. Um, this game is actually not good. The red light, green light is average. The Pentagon game is the worst one out of all of these. Lights out, basically nothing good, except the fact that you can make alliances. And also the fact that you have 3 lives, which makes it so hard to kill people, right? And after lights out, there's Mingle, and it's the worst version of Mingle. It's like it's like really boring. There's nothing going on there. After Mingle, it's a the bathroom frenzy. I'll give it points for its unique esque, but it's just not good. You can just survive it by hiding in each stall, since it takes so much to break one down. And the last game is bad. It's just it's like guards versus players, right? And you keep switching until there's one player left, which is kind of dumb. And the guns are really bad, anyways. In my opinion, this is the worst and overrated game. Like, and it deserves its spot in F tier. And finally, the last game, Squid Project. In my opinion, this is the best game, and I'm gonna explain it right now as to why. First of all, when you load in, you can see the graphics are pretty good for a Squid Game, right? They're very like high detail. But enough of that. This has the best version of red light, green light. The best version, definitely, because the push can kill people, and everyone has the push, and it creates such chaos, right? But note, right? You can only kill people with the push when it's red light. And you have to be behind them. The doll will detect you, right? If you push from the front where the doll can see you, right? Honestly, it creates so much chaos. You can be like Thanos, push people and all that. I really like that. Next up is the cookie game. It's average, not its specialty, but it's okay. After that, you have the lights out. You know what? I actually like lights out in this game quite a lot because the arena is small and you still have the push, so you can do a push and hit combo, which I really like. The next game is Tug of War, and it's like timing like in Shrimp Game but with click. It's easier to carry in this one. What? There's 2 outcomes. First, you win, or second, it's a tie and nobody dies. If the power levels are like equal, nobody dies. If it's like one-sided, then the one with the higher wins. After that, it's Lights Out again. I like Lights Out in this game, it's pretty fun. And now this is where it becomes really good. The glass stepping stone is the best one, 100%. Okay, so you can tell which one is the right one, but it's like really, really small. It's like really small details, right? But everyone has one push. You can do a push. I remember I once pushed someone and it landed like 3 broken tiles. That was so satisfying. Like, you can't believe it. After that, right? If you don't have 2 players remaining at that last game, right? You go on to like stake. You know, like when in season 1 they all sit like a triangle table. Yeah, it's basically lights out with that, and everyone's in a suit. I like it. And the game only ends after there's 2 people left for the last game. In the last game, your objective is like in any other game, kill the other person. You have push and stuff, right? But if you push someone out of bounds, they start taking like zone damage like Fortnite. And when you win, it plays a cutscene. It actually plays a cutscene for everything, right? Which is kind of nice. And after you win, it just zooms out a bit, shows you the piggy bank, and that's it. Overall, I think this is the best Squid Game there is. And it's the most fun to play with friends, to troll people and all that. And overall, this is my list. At the worst game was Squid Game Season 2. Well, it's actually hard to name them, but you see the tier list. I think this is the best tier list ever. Trust. Bye.